Hi, my name is Soji Akenabi, and currently we are at 296 Kent Avenue, Randburg, the city of Johannesburg, South Africa. After my NYC in 2010, I finished my first degree in 2009. So I did my NYC in Kwara State in Ilorin. So by 2011, I was done with my NYC. So I'd wanted to move to South Africa before my NYC, but decided to go for youth service first before relocate and all of that. And I mean, one of the major reasons then was that had 20% of my family here, so it was quite easy for me to make that move. So I moved down here in August 2011. I'm from Oyo State, so I started schooling right from Oyo, and had my primary schools and my secondary education, back then in Oyo. My primary school was St. Mary, Yalang Oyo, and my secondary school, same in Oyo. I first of all went to Orion Grammar School, so I had my junior secondary education there. Then from there I moved to School of Science, and so that tells you that I was a science student. Moved from there, went to university. I read biochemistry in Lautech, Bomosho. Spent 5 years there, and I was involved with malaria research and a couple of other things. Yeah, so from there, kind of like changing career. So I moved to supply chain management. So I moved to University of Unisa. What's Unisa again? University of South Africa. So I did something on supply chain, procurement and supply chain management, rather. So from there, got into IT. So I did something also on business analysis, professional training actually. Going back to my first degree, I did another course with the University of Cape Town. I did healthcare technology management, so kind of like bringing IT into the business of healthcare and all of that because of my, already, IT training, and all of that. I'm kind of wearing many caps, but what I do 9 to 5 currently. I'm the sponsorship and advert manager for Planet TV. Also, I've got Africa Business Radio. I'm the founder and the CEO of Africa Business Radio. I also run that full time. And then on a part-time basis, I'm also a business analyst. So I do requirement packaging. And also got another startup from the agricultural industry, getting into the big value chain. We were working on a rice milling project. We were building a rice milling factory to supply West Africa with made rice and all of that. We buy paddy rice from farmers and all of that, and process it to meet international standards so that we can supply local market and also export to other regions. How I spend my free time or how I relax. I can spend 4 or 5 hours making food on a Sunday because I want to relax. So, and I watch a lot of movies as well. A lot of talking about my favorite song, the artist, and I enjoy music from Simi, Damn Question. why do I intend to visit Nigeria again? Of course, if you remember when I was talking about what I do, my businesses, I spoke about a particular project that we're working on. I've got my co-founder in Canada. We're working on a rice milling project, investing over $1 million into that project. So we need to go out and complete our feasibility studies. So before the end of this year, I'll be in Nigeria. The last time I was in Nigeria was actually 2 years ago, but before the end of this year, because of that project particularly, I'll be in Nigeria. What we can improve in Nigeria to better the life of people, or to create a more conducive environment for businesses and investors. For people like us, one major thing that brought us to took us from Nigeria to other countries is access to infrastructure and access to a system that that it works. I think first of all, Nigerians we need a national reorientation in Nigeria. The reason why I say that is that the mindset of people, even though people are special, Nigerians, we are special people all over the world, but also to make Nigeria work, everybody we need to move away from religious differences. We need to move away from ethnic differences. We need to move away from political differences. We need to be a visionary people that will be able to elect a visionary leader and support a visionary leader that will take our country forward. And of course, infrastructure level in Nigeria is very low. It's killing business. Cost of doing business in Nigeria is high, and that is why, because one thing we say, the higher the risk, the reward should be able to complement the risk. So the higher the risk, the more the reward should be. So that is why things somehow it's expensive in Nigeria. Cost of living is somehow expensive in Nigeria because of the level of infrastructure that we have in Nigeria, particularly energy. So I mean, that's about what I see that Nigeria can improve on right now, because a lot of us are also looking back home. I mean, our own rice milling project it's going to be based in Nigeria, and we're going to use that to service the entire West Africa before we move it across to other regions. So a lot of our people looking back home, we want to invest at home, we want to do business at home, we want to bring money from whatever we are taking back to Nigeria and establish a business, provide jobs, and support developmental projects and plans of the government and all of that. But of course, the environment has to be conducive, and good to me enough to support that.
Sunshine, had my share of rain, but there's nothing in this world compared to the joy I have whenever I'm with you. Known you for a long time, come a long way. You are like my sunshine, after a stormy day. They say that love is blind, but I can see it through your eyes. Girl, you give me so much happiness, and I wanna give you nothing less.
Every August, Osun Osogbo, owing to its rich cultural relevance among the Osogbo people in southwest Nigeria, Osun Osogbo is an annual festival that celebrates Osun, the river goddess, associated with fertility, love, and wealth. The age-long festival started when the aborigines of Osogbo, led by a great hunter called Olutimei, entered a pact with Osun, a river goddess, to worship and sacrifice annually in return for her protection against adversary and blessing in procreation. That pact has transcended generations, as people have continuously abided by it through the annual celebration of Osun Festival at the Osun River. At the bank of the river stands a 75-acre sacred grove dedicated to the Osun goddess and other Yoruba deities. In the 1950s, Susan Wenger, an Austrian artist and Osun devotee, helped preserve the grove as a spiritual and artistic center, and in 2005, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Susan Wenger's contribution is celebrated annually with a sacred colloquium in her honor. This year's edition celebrated her 100 years posthumous birthday. This visibility has seen Osun Osogbo transformed into an international celebration of cultural events, drawing in flocks of cultural enthusiasts across the globe. Osun Osogbo is a 2-week-long festival with chronological events leading up to a grand finale, which involves the procession by Arugba, the Votary Virgin. Osun Osogbo begins with the Iwopopo, spiritual cleansing of the town, performed behind the public glare. Another important event is the lighting of the 500-year-old 16-point lamp, which is as old as the festival. The grand finale of Osun Osogbo is a day set aside for the Arugba, the Votary Virgin, who leads the people on a procession to appease and worship the Osun goddess at the river. The Osun River is notable for its curative powers, as people from far and near come to scoop its waters for its magical powers.
Ọmọ, ilé, ipò, nǹkan ńláńlá, nkórè ńláńlá lèyàn máa ń gbàdúrà fún.
Kò sí ní téèyàn fẹ́ ṣe tó bá wá bí tí ò bá ní inú méjì o, Ọ̀ṣun ó gbàdúrà rẹ̀. So ìyẹn ló jẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn kán lè fi ọkàn wá síbí láti wá máa gbàdúrà.
Prior to this day, past Arugbas converged at the chamber of Yeye Osun Osogbo, the Queen Mother, to prepare the reigning Arugba for the all-important mission. At the appointed time, Arugba emerges from the sanctuary of the king's palace, fully clad in traditional attire. On her head sits a calabash containing propitiation materials. As she bears the calabash leading to the river, she is seen as representative of the goddess, with people casting away all their problems and warding off bad luck in a visual spectacle of finger snapping. It is a memorable scene, propelling cultural enthusiasts to deploy their smartphones and share the moment on social media platforms. Precept by precept, she is destined for the Osun River, where the people's supplication to the goddess will be made. Once again, Osun has accepted the people's sacrifices and prayers. They look forward to a better and prosperous year ahead.